Welcome to CozyNest Life, where gardens aren't just planted, they're lived in. Today we're talking about stone. Not just as decoration, but as the quiet backbone of a soulful garden. Stones don't rust. They don't fade. They don't ask for water. They simply stay and they remember. For small spaces, stone can work magic. It guides the eye, slows down the moment, and brings a tactile richness no plastic pot ever could. In this episode, we'll walk through 15 stone ideas, each handpicked to add depth, serenity, and timeless beauty to compact gardens. Whether you're starting fresh or refining a beloved corner of your yard, these ideas are crafted with you in mind. Gentle on the body, easy to maintain, and rich in meaning. Idea 1: the memory bench. A stone bench isn't just a place to sit, it's a place to pause. Unlike wood or metal, stone doesn't creak, rust, or wobble. It waits, welcomes. And in a small garden, a well-placed bench defines purpose. Position it where the sun lands gently in the morning, or beneath a tree that rustles with the breeze. Let creeping time soften its edges, or let moss embrace it naturally with time. Smooth limestone is ideal. It's firm but not cold and light in tone, reflecting warmth. Avoid polished finishes. Let the bench look like it belongs to the earth, not the showroom. Why is this meaningful? Because as we age, comfort is more than cushion. It's about stillness. It's about watching birds in silence, holding a warm mug, or simply breathing a little deeper. A stone bench isn't an accessory, it's an anchor in your garden's soul. Idea 2: the spiral stone garden. A spiral isn't just a shape, it's a rhythm. A spiral garden built from stone paths or pebble borders invites your body to slow down. And in a small space, it creates the illusion of motion and depth. Start with a center point, perhaps a ceramic pot or a standing stone. Let the spiral widen outward, layering river stones, low herbs like lavender or creeping rosemary, and round pebbles for texture. Walking the spiral becomes a meditation. It's about stepping intentionally, reflecting, turning inward then outward. This design, inspired by ancient labyrinths, speaks to the soul. Tip: don't make the spiral too tight. A 2-foot wide path is enough for a steady walk. Surround it with mulch or soft ground cover to reduce slipping. Spirals invite stillness through movement, and that's powerful. Especially in retirement, when time finally bends in your favor and every step can carry meaning. Idea 3: stacked stone lanterns. Lanterns don't always need fire. A stack of smooth stones, arranged carefully from largest to smallest, can glow just as softly with a discreet solar light tucked in. This idea comes from Japanese gardens, where symbolism meets simplicity. You're not just building decoration, you're building a gesture of peace. Start with 3 to 5 flat stones. Choose shapes that nest, not balance precariously. Use epoxy for stability if you like. Hollow out a shallow space in the top stone to cradle a small light. Soft amber solar lights work beautifully. Position your lantern near a path or where the evening shadows fall. As the sun fades, the light activates gently. No harsh beams, just a warm shimmer through stone. Why this works for small gardens? It creates vertical interest without bulk. And it adds presence. Something solid, something sacred, without asking for attention. Idea 4: pebble painting mosaic. Painted pebble mosaics bring a dash of joy and color into your garden without overwhelming the natural look. And best of all, it's something you can make with your own hands. Pick smooth, palm-sized pebbles. Use outdoor acrylic paints to create patterns. Mandalas, flowers, or even simple dots and waves. Seal each stone with a clear waterproof spray. Arrange them like puzzle pieces along a path border or around a tree base. It's a project that can be done slowly over tea and good memories. This isn't just art, it's a story path. Grandkids love spotting them, neighbors smile, and you'll find yourself pausing to look at your own work, day after day. And in a small space, color from stone becomes a subtle kind of celebration, one you won't have to replant every spring. Idea 5: the whisper wall. A whisper wall is a vertical stone surface, low enough to sit by, tall enough to echo the breeze. Think of it as a backdrop to a flower bed or sitting area. It could be dry stacked slate or cemented river stone. What matters is how it feels. You're not building a wall to keep things out, you're building one to draw feelings in. Let ivy climb. Let ferns gather at the base. Even add a mounted ceramic bird or a poem etched in weathered wood. Why a wall? Because it gives structure. It defines space. And in tight gardens, structure means sanctuary. Seniors often find open spaces feel exposed, but a low stone wall brings a sense of enclosure without blocking sky. You're not fencing yourself in, you're giving your garden a hug. Idea 6. Stone footbath corner. Why not create a little garden ritual for tired feet? A stone footbath corner is a small, shallow basin filled with rounded river rocks that gently massage the soles when stepped on. Nestle it near your favorite chair or under a tree. Add just an inch of water during warm seasons, or keep it dry for a gentle pressure massage anytime. This isn't a spa, it's something better, a moment of grounding. Barefoot contact with cool stone has calming effects. It can help improve circulation and even ease tension in knees and hips. Tip: choose naturally rounded stones, nothing jagged. Granite and river-washed quartzite are perfect. You can even add a border of herbs like mint or chamomile for fragrance. This small feature gives you a reason to pause, take your shoes off, and just feel. In a busy world, sensation brings presence, and presence brings peace. Idea 7. The story circle. A stone story circle isn't for ceremony, it's for conversation. Think of it as a gentle gathering space in your garden. 5 or 6 stones arranged in a ring. Not perfect circles, just intentional placement. You don't need chairs. Each stone becomes a seat. Use wide, low boulders, even 16 to 18 inches high, that offer comfort and stability. Arrange them under open sky or dappled shade. Why is this powerful? Because we were meant to sit facing each other, not screens. A story circle brings back the porch feeling. Neighbors talking, memories shared. It creates a natural room without walls. Tip: you can bury the base of each stone slightly for added stability. Even leave a spot in the center for a bird bath or fire bowl. Even in a small yard, this circle becomes a place of return. A place where grandkids gather and stories, yours, can finally be heard. Idea 8. Dry creek of memory. A dry stone creek is one of the most poetic ways to add movement to a small garden, without plumbing, pumps, or fuss. Lay flat river stones in a winding line, flanked by gray-blue slate or pale limestone chips. Let the creek flow downhill even slightly, and border it with ornamental grass or dwarf irises to mimic natural banks. Why this works? The human eye is drawn to lines that meander. A dry creek gives your garden a visual river, even when there's no water. And symbolically, it's a tribute to time, flowing, shifting, patient. Many use these features to honor a loved one or remember journeys past. Bonus: this helps with drainage, especially in rainy areas. Functional and meaningful. Let your garden whisper, not shout. A dry creek doesn't say, "Look at me," it says, "Come along." Idea 9. Stone and herb borders. In a small space, edges matter more than centers. Define your flower beds with stone and herb borders. Low rock walls that cradle fragrant plants like thyme, sage, or creeping oregano. Use stacked limestone or flat sandstone to build short edges, about 8 to 12 inches tall. Don't over-cement. Leave small gaps for plants to peek through. This not only frames your garden, but also creates microclimates. The stone absorbs warmth during the day and releases it at night, helping herbs thrive. Plus, every time you brush past, you'll release a gentle aroma, nature's own aromatherapy. It's practical too, easier weeding, clear divisions, and fewer trampled roots. And for aging hands or knees, these raised edges mean less bending down. Beauty and function meet in the details, and this border is a simple masterpiece. Idea 10. The meditative cairn. Stack stones, cairns, have guided travelers for centuries. In a garden, they guide the spirit. Build a small cairn with care. Flat stones first, stable and wide, then smaller ones rising in a taper. 3 to 7 layers is ideal. Each stone should rest in balance, not glue. Let it feel like a quiet act of focus. Place your cairn near a path or at the end of a view line. Somewhere it punctuates the space. Not large, not loud, just present. This small sculpture becomes a meditation in form. Each time you pass, you can realign a stone or just stand and breathe. And perhaps, as many older gardeners do, you'll start assigning meaning to each layer. Health, family, memory, forgiveness, joy. Stone can be heavy, but arranged with intention, it becomes weightless, a message to the soul in the language of earth. Idea 11. Framed stone mirror. Use reclaimed wood or wrought iron to frame a vertical panel of stone. This can be installed on a shed wall, fence, or side of the house. Use flat pebbles, mosaic-style tiles, or even stacked slate inside the frame. Add a small real mirror tile in the center for surprise, something to reflect light, movement, or flowers across the way. This stone mirror adds depth to tiny gardens. It tricks the eye into seeing more space while still feeling natural and warm. Tip: make sure the mirror is angled slightly downward. This avoids glare and keeps birds safe. Use a matte sealant to keep stones from looking too glossy, and build it near a sitting area. It becomes art, not noisy, not digital, just a reflection of the world you've grown. In gardens, mirrors don't just show you back, they remind you where you've been. Idea 12. Pebble words path. Create a garden path with engraved pebble stones, each carrying a word that matters. Peace, joy, grace, begin, breathe. You can find these in garden centers or make your own with paint and sealant. Lay them like stepping stones or embed them among gravel paths. Spacing is key. Each word should feel like a new breath. Let your path tell a quiet story, one step at a time. This works beautifully in meditation zones or even in transition spaces, between garden rooms, under an arch, or alongside a wall. And for those in their golden years, it becomes a daily reminder to slow down, to speak kindly inside your own mind, to remember what really matters. Because sometimes a small stone with one true word can carry more meaning than a whole book. Idea 13. Stone tabletop garden. If kneeling is difficult, or your patio is your only garden, try a stone tabletop garden. Use a shallow tray filled with fine gravel, a few hand-sized stones, and tiny succulents or moss. Place it on an outdoor table, shaded porch, or sunny window ledge. Rake patterns in the gravel, move stones mindfully. It's tactile therapy, easy on the joints and soul. Add a cup of tea, a journal, a slow morning. This is gardening at eye level. No weeding, no digging, just calm. It's ideal for those with limited mobility or anyone seeking peace in miniature. Gardens don't have to be grand to be meaningful. A few stones in a tray can carry a world of stillness. Idea 14. Stone arch gateway. Even in the smallest yard, a stone archway gives a sense of arrival. You don't need real masonry. Pre-built arch frames covered in stacked flagstone or stone veneer work beautifully. Frame a transition point, from patio to yard, from garden to path. Add a trellis with climbing jasmine or clematis for softness. This arch says you're entering something sacred. For older gardeners, it also provides gentle shade and a place to lean briefly. It slows the step, gives dignity to movement. And from a design standpoint, it pulls the eye upward, adding vertical structure in an otherwise flat space. Every garden needs a threshold, a place where the outside world is left behind and the quiet of stone begins. Idea 15. Stone soul altar. Create a small, personal space in your garden. A stone soul altar. This is not religious unless you want it to be. It's simply a stone surface, raised slightly, where you place meaningful objects. A photograph in a weather-safe frame. A favorite leaf. A memory rock from a childhood trip. Build the base with stacked slate or brick, no more than 24 inches high. Top it with a flat slab. Keep it clear, intentional, not cluttered. Why? Because the garden isn't just where things grow. It's where you remember who you are. And as we grow older, we crave these sacred corners. Not to show off, just to sit with. Even 5 minutes beside a soul altar can reset your day, lower your shoulders, and remind you, you've built a life. Let it echo back in stone. Thank you for spending this time with us here at CozyNest Life. Whether you're planning your very first garden or simply reshaping a beloved corner of your outdoor world, remember this. Stone asks for nothing and gives everything. It holds warmth in the evening. It marks the path when memories wander. It welcomes you to sit, to pause, to breathe. In small spaces, stone doesn't just decorate, it defines. It listens. It lasts. So choose one idea or three. Let them settle. Let them grow on you like moss over time. This is your season to create with care, with grace, and with the peace that only comes from something truly grounded. If you found inspiration today, we invite you to subscribe, gently tap the like button, and share this with someone who needs a little beauty in their garden, and maybe in their soul too. Until next time, take it slow, and let your garden speak.